they would just wake up one morning and be like, you know what? I don't need this shit.
Here they come, yo. Here they come. Here they come. This or that. This or that. This or that.
Come on, who's the black sheep? What's the black sheep? No, not who I am or when I'm coming, so you sleep. Wasn't in my realm or wasn't in your sphere. Knew not who I was, but listen here. The choice is yours.
You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. I think you get with this, cause this is kind of fat.
Where's the black sheep? Here's the black sheep. Even if we wanted to, the clock cannot be weak. Watch me swing like this. Why should I swing it like that? Because in fact, on me it might not attract.
This, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. I think you get with this, cause this is where it's at. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. I think you get with this, cause this is kind of fat.
Do, da, dippity.
Good evening, people of Earth, and welcome to the show. It's Black Sheep Rising, coming to you from Keene, New Hampshire. Riot Fest, New Hampshire. Sometimes we're the media, Liberty media capital of the world. Sometimes we are, well, I don't know. Just gonna throw some bottles around and stuff.
Sometimes Free Keene is not the center of attention.
Well, yeah.
All publicity is good publicity, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Last weekend, we didn't get so much of it. But hey, who is here with me? By the way, my name is Conan Soliday. The Black Sheep accompany me this evening. It's Baby Huey. Jay Freeville. Oh, and I forgot to bring up a picture of this guy. So here was the big thing. Jane was referring to you as Baby Huey.
Yeah.
And we didn't know what the hell was going on.
When was this? This was a while ago.
This is a while ago, yeah. But I thought she was referring to this guy.
Oh. No.
Who could, well, that's not a very good image at all. Who could totally be your brother from another mother.
Right.
Wouldn't you agree? No?
I can see it happening.
Hold on, let me get a better picture of this guy. They're all little tiny thumbnails, man. There's a big one. All right, you image it. There you go. That is straight up.
I had a friend that looked like that.
Straight up, if you were black with a fro, that would be you. All right, well, so...
But that's not what she was referring to?
Well, there's another Baby Huey.
There's another one. An unknown one.
The hell is this? So...
It's some kind of cartoon for like the 20s.
It's Max Fleischer, like...
Well, if you ask
30s,
Daryl,
40s.
Daryl is like, no, she is not referring to the black musician who we're listening to right now. We're referring to the baby
cartoon,
duck.
Yeah.
Apparently I'm too slow and I don't stalk them enough or something like that. Like, she's disappointed in me. I don't know what to tell her,
I don't know what it is. But hey, thanks for being on.
I guess.
Yeah.
Today's
You're not going to drink because you have a hangover?
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, I had one, but it's like...
It's worn off, but you're still
I got work late tonight.
still recuperating. Well, yeah. Shauna,
Yep.
thanks for being back on again.
Filling in for Daryl.
Filling in for Daryl.
How's the train?
Hold on, let me turn Baby Huey off. And let me turn
Does
on...
Daryl have a drop?
No, he
Or is
doesn't.
it just whatever he starts yelling?
I had...
Something?
Quicker.
No,
Come on.
I wasn't
How's
going to
the
play...
train? How's the train?
I wasn't going to play the salsa one again, so I thought I had something else. But I guess I haven't loaded it up yet. Okay, so you're just a salsa queen tonight. You're not the other one that
That's it.
I'll save for another episode.
That's it. Oh, well.
Yeah. How was your work today? Something about yelling?
No, there wasn't any out. There wasn't any outright yelling
So last week you admitted to the fact that you actually like yelling.
because we were all working during Pumpkin Fest, so we were there and full of humans and full of like time pressures and constraints and
And you had to be heard over the fray.
over the fray of everything. Yeah, and it was fun because there was something I had to say, so I said
So
it.
it wasn't some kind of...
I wasn't like
it wasn't
haranguing people.
It wasn't a
and, like,
dominance thing where you were getting a kick out of being a...
being a bitch. No. I've learned to not get a kick out of being a bitch.
Well, because there are people
It is
who
destructive.
people really like that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
it's some
they
sweet,
love it. They
sweet,
get into it.
sweet stuff. But
Did you get hazard pay for that day?
Good point.
Sort of. Yes.
You got to take some.
Somewhat.
You got to take some.
all the pizzas.
You got to take some toppings home. A bag of toppings.
Yeah, it was exciting.
Well, we ran out of
People who
dough,
came in
but we got
pepper
lots of.
sprayed
What's that?
There were kids who came in who had been pepper sprayed, and they, from what I heard later on, that they were like the nicest customers.
Danger zone.
'Cause as soon as they had gotten a taste of real authority, it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I mean, it
yes,
wasn't-
please, I would like.
Because I mean,
This
you're right
fast
there
food.
you're right there at the end of Main Street. Marlboro is right there, so I mean, it's like
Danger
I
zone.
mean, you were right there. I'm surprised your windows, Domino's windows, didn't get knocked out from all of the hooligans.
Well, don't you understand? Pumpkin Fest was never affected by riots. The riots were never anywhere near Pumpkin
We're in
Fest. So how could they be near
The
Domino's?
place that I work, wherever that is, was in the footprint of Pumpkin Fest, so it was totally fine. And actually, that place was probably like the safest place to be. It was when I got outside and was walking around trying to drive home that I was
Trying
like,
to
oh,
trying
crap.
to find your car and you had to
Yeah.
walk through the.
Really glad that I parked further away. Than
Yeah, that would have been the day to walk to work, just so you didn't have
Get a flat
anything.
tire, all the glass
Yeah,
around.
exactly. You see the pictures of the car with the beat-in window and all.
Yep. I was
And,
actually
and the guy has like a fundraiser or something to raise money to
Yeah.
fix his car.
park in the worst spot on campus illegally.
And by the way, he probably has car insurance, and he's just
Yeah.
getting some. It's like frosting on top of the car insurance.
Meanwhile,
Yeah, we'll
children starve in Africa.
see. We'll see how that works.
They don't have any beer. Stupid kids.
Stupid kids. I got something about that.
Fuck the children.
I
right.
I did forget to bring up one. All the articles have been preloaded here, except the one that I
Which
wanted
one?
to. The one about this guy, Jared Goodell. What did you say about him, Shauna?
He's adorable.
Yeah, that's the one.
I like this kid.
So we talked about him a lot last episode, and he did a really good job of handling this silly lady, who accosted him while he was doing a live show, and she really made a fool of herself. And well, lo and behold, he's been on all kinds of programs this whole week.
I hope he gets a good job out of this.
It's going to happen. I mean, during some of the interviews that he had, they mentioned it. More than one person mentioned it. It's like, yeah, you held yourself, you held your ground, you did a really good job handling it. Hopefully you get a good job out of this, and I think it's going to happen for him. But so yeah, he not only was he interviewed, but he was also many attorneys in the area.
Interviewed him too.
Well, yeah, and they're like, hey, if you want to do anything about this.
This lady
You know,
probably has a lot of money.
you know,
What
owns
could
her
they
business.
file? What could he have filed against her?
I'm
what
not sure. Maybe it's
Unbad
the
feels.
the fact that Unbad feels. She was touching him. She was interrupting his program. I don't know what he could get out of it, but he pretty much said, "Nah,
He's not
The
into
value.
the Cougars.
this is not. Yeah, this is not me. I don't. As long as I can get the message out there, free speech is important. We can't have the nannies, controlling it. Then I'm good to go. So yeah, good on him. He's a good guy.
I remember thinking earlier this week on the way back about that video and how Ruth Sterling just blew it so many ways. And like in an alternate universe, like she could have like really done a good job.
No, but she's
And-
such a narcissist.
Yeah, and
What
in
universe?
the alternate
She can't help it. It's just
and in the alternate universe she can help it, and she's saying like, "Oh yeah, the footprint's great, the downtown there's some rioting going on, but thanks to the police, thanks to
Right.
the firefighters, the stadies, everybody, bash some skulls
No, this is
and you
about
come
me."
here, bash some skulls and you come down here and, play with pumpkins or whatever. Don't worry about not downtown. Go straight, stay on Main Street." And then, really proud of the cops and all they're doing. It would have sounded great. It
Right.
would have, really been
This sounds
just
like a good kind of a Groundhog
and the only
Day
people
movie
and
where,
the only people who would have been mad at her would have been like free King.
where this is the opening
or
scene.
like it would have been like all about how Ruth Sterling is
Well,
the cops are good.
this
and
minute and a
she's
half
and
video is the beginning of a movie where it completely wrecks her life. Like she loses her job. She's been like the Pumpkin Fest organizer for like the last 10 years. It's like her darling. It's her little baby.
4 months from now, she gets arrested for heroin possession.
Yeah. She's living on the streets, and she gets divorced. Her kids disown her. All these bad things are happening to her, and this is. But she has this one opportunity to fix the karma, the karma hit
Over and over again
by going to a parallel universe. And
so many butterflies.
yeah, I can see it.
She walks
I
into
would
the
totally
crowd
watch
and
it.
stops the rioting with her grace.
There's one parallel universe where she becomes like a born again Christian.
Oh, it's Mrs. Ruth. We
And then
better
there's another
stop
one where
behaving like this.
she stops lobbying government for the money for pumpkin. She actually joins government. She becomes like a city councilor, and she's like this ruthless.
She's driving the Bearcat over the
She's
college
like-
kids.
Yes. She's got a cigar in her mouth,
Yeah.
and she's got a
Right of the
Schwarzenegger
Valkyries.
accent. I'm going to mess you up, college kids.
But yeah, it kind of goes back to how I'm always really bored and disappointed by how boring and disappointed like the city government reacts to things, the way local government reacts, where it's just like they can't even like make up a good scheme for anything. They can't even like capitalize on any political potentials.
You say,
And instead of her saying like, oh yeah, good for the cops, or like capitalizing on that and focusing on the good things and actually being polite to him, she just, I gotta watch this. I was gonna name somebody.
you could name drop,
No, not this
Okay.
one.
especially if they're politicos.
That's why I'm not. She just kind of acts like she owns the place. She owns him. She tries to pull a shut up slave, and it just is just lame, where she just acts like some jerk that you would ask to leave your own house.
She could be a
Should be a rule follower.
loves them rule followers, and he was definitely
He was following the
He was
rules.
he was following his rules, free speech rules,
Yeah.
but he was going against her
She's like,
her
this,
dictates.
this is private property until like whenever.
Yeah, she said
I
specifically.
own this city.
No, she didn't
Okay.
say that, but she says, I gave you this spot. This slot was given to you by me, and you're not preaching to preach that I want you to, so I'm going to pull your plug. And then she fished around looking for the plug. That would have been a good video.
And then she goes on the radio and said, "Well, why didn't they don't post the shit that happened before then?" And then they did. And then she looks even more
Yeah,
like a
she-
crazy bitch.
Yeah, she also her argument was he was screaming fire in a crowded theater, which is a bad thing.
Right.
Except guess what?
And nothing,
They're at-
anything close to that happened.
Well, no, yeah, but there actually was a fire, and he was reporting on it. And of course, we did see the scene before. And he's just saying, "Hey, there's some crazy college kids way down the street, actually having a fire."
I was listening to the police scan at the time, and they were reporting like, well, "There's this fire in the middle of the road," and they're like, "Well, just back off right now." They didn't do it. Yeah,
And they said,
it.
they said the same thing during the bottle fight. Just as long as they're there, as long as the hooligans are all corralled in their little area, we don't want them. We don't want them going anywhere. Just keep it contained. They'll burn it out.
the
They'll
bonfire
burn it
going.
out of the system. But yeah, that's over. Hopefully it never happens. Hopefully it never happens. If Pumpkin Fest continues on after this, hopefully it happens at the fairgrounds. Well away from us, all the way in another town.
Put all the
the
crazy
neighboring
kids
town.
in that demolition derby arena.
Just
Or-
drive
or-
a demolition car over them.
or
Like,
maybe-
"Out of
or
the way,
maybe- or
kids,
maybe
beep,
take-
beep.
Bearcat.
Liberty's
Or maybe
coming.
take the Kingsbury property, chain link fence the whole thing, throw some picnic tables in there and some big old bouncy balls and some coolers. Say, have at it. Here's your and a bunch
I
of
don't think they need a bigger cleanup bill for that property.
and a bunch of pallets for them to burn, and they can just have at it, guys. Just stay here don't come out till morning.
You get a degree anyways. It's like a thesis.
If you stay here, we promise you won't get not evicted, but kicked out of the
Expelled.
school, expelled from the school. Be good little kids. So we'll see what happens. We'll be talking about it again. I know we will.
In December, apparently.
Yeah, because even if they do have it at the fairgrounds,
What's in December?
what's it gonna?
They're going to talk about it and have a meeting where we
Ooh.
get everybody's opinion and pretend we're going to listen.
Yeah, even if they do have it in another town at the fairgrounds, what is going to prevent the college kids from still celebrating Pumpkin Fest day,
They're going to be even more excited.
Because there's gonna be space. They're gonna spill
No,
into
it's
Main
like
Street.
it's nationwide news now, so they really got to go to this thing
now,
next year.
we've
They
got to
gotta
amp it up.
top it.
Yeah.
We got to top last year for sure.
Well, if the streets are still running, like cars are still running through them, like they're not shut down.
The blood running through the streets.
No, Main Street was shut down, so you couldn't drive through it. So perhaps that gives everybody a sense of novelty where they're like, oh my God, let me throw things. Ah.
Speaking of colleges, this article popped up. It's Consequences of Sound, Not Debt article. Or that's the site anyways. It's very interesting. The guys who did this study took a bunch of colleges throughout the land, I was just reading what Joe was saying, took the average SAT scores from these colleges and then had like a poll on Facebook asking the kids what music they listened to.
What a great group of respondents.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and so you start off with this nice little graph here, and you see IQ score according to, and the of course the music that these particular IQ scores listened to. And,
SATs. This is their SAT scores.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I can't believe Kanye
Or like
West.
the brain is like exploding.
People who listen to oldies are dumber than Kanye West, apparently.
I thought IQ was
Baby
on here
boomers.
somewhere.
Yeah. Maybe they had too many computer questions in there or something.
Well, it says like if they took the SATs.
Yeah.
So if you took the SATs,
Yeah,
and
so
they're
these are
comparing it
SAT
to
scores,
college,
And they're only from
Oh, I see.
college students. And
they
not
have
only
a
that, but
Facebook,
it's
and they liked a certain band at all.
and they're in school right now. So this is not 10 years ago. And I don't know, it's very curious. Of course, we blow this thing up a little bit. Of course, Beethoven is all the way up at the top
Represent.
with the big old space between. And the next guy on the list is Suvon Stevens. And we looked him up, and I still don't know who he is.
It's hipster crap.
Counting Crows is on there, U2, Bob Dylan, and of course Radiohead. And I have to admit, I used to listen to Radiohead, but then they got all hipster.
They sold out.
They sold out to the hipsters.
Why? What makes a difference now between new radio?
I think it's harder to listen because it's more experimental.
Oh.
You're just kind of making noise. You just get up there and like jam. I don't like listening to people jam unless they're, I don't know. Sometimes you can handle it. If you got enough drugs pumping through your system, just listening to musicians jam is all right. But not when it's like their album. If they're just up there,
it's like Grateful Dead shit. It's good,
No, it's not good.
Ugh.
You don't like it?
No, not at all.
Are you a deadhead?
No, but I'm just
It's on-
trying to compare what the fuck you're
It's
talking
on the
about.
list though here somewhere. Let's see. Where's the Grateful Dead?
It's down.
Coming on down.
God,
Coming
I'm
on
such a
down.
hater. Yeah, it's right above. Down as in on the lower.
It's right next to Fish. 'cause they're
between
'cause they're
11
cousins.
and
But it's a little bit below Fish.
high 10s to mid 1100s.
So yeah, I don't listen to any of the new Radiohead, but I'm a huge fan of OK Computer. I love that album. And the same thing with Beck. I listen to a lot of old Beck, and now he just got crazy. It's
That
like
whole,
he doesn't.
mid '90s thing.
It's like I made the money that I need to live
Right.
comfortably for the rest of my life. Now I can just do whatever the hell I want.
sell
to.
some iTunes songs.
Yeah, whatever's in my mind, I can just spit it out. David Bowie. Who else is on here? Muse is up at the top. And we progressively go down. But at the other end of the spectrum, of course, we have people like Beyonce, Lil Wayne. Well, Lil Wayne is at the very, very bottom. Jazz. just
Aw.
just
seems
as,
to be a very racial slant to this chart.
just as a genre right there. Pop. Jay-Z is pretty low on the list.
Well,
And of course, Tool is right in the middle, and that's one of my guys. I don't know. This is definitely. I think that this poll was taken 10 years ago.
You don't like experimental music, but you like Tool.
I like old Tool as well.
Old Tool.
Actually, as far as As far as Maynard is concerned, I don't even really listen to Tool as much as I do, say, Pucifer, which is his new thing, which is what he's putting out these days, which is very kind of almost Frank Zappa-ish.
I'm not caught up on that kind of stuff.
Pucifer's good stuff, man.
Pucifer.
Yeah. It's very... Actually,
I still think he's joking. Don't worry.
the name...
Oh.
It actually started as I think what's the show? Mr. Show. It was a fake band on the Mr. Show. Who's the guy with the bald head?
David Cross.
David
Yeah.
Cross. What's the name of his show? Or the one that he used to have?
It was Mr. Show.
Yeah,
I never really watched it, but
I didn't either. Except Pucifer was a fake band on the show, and it turned into something beautiful. And now, like 5 albums later, or four or five later, good stuff. I'm wondering where it would be on this list. I don't even know. I don't think college kids listen to that stuff. It's too good for them. They would realize, they would just wake up one morning and be like, you know what? I don't need this shit.
What's the y-axis?
I'm just gonna drop out and go get a job somewhere, make money, and buy a house. What happened?
On this chart, what's the y-axis? The x-axis is the horizontal one, right?
I think it's just further down.
Further down of like what? The number of people who
Just make
listed that?
They just needed to make more room on the graph.
Okay.
The y-axis is nothing on this particular graph.
Just less people listen to that. No, I think it's self-selecting because, like, I like some band on here, but I'm not going to put that on Facebook. You know, or you're going to have people who just liked, you know, some band and they don't really listen to it, or it's not the formative part of, you know, their studying or their SAT learnings.
Joe, I don't know who Lucy Kaplansky is. That must be some. That's something you listen to, Shauna?
No, but I'm noticing how it really is horribly self-selecting because it has Christian music or gospel all the way up, and then further down there's a lot of Christian bands or Christian pop crap bands.
I mean, like that
On the
Jars of
furthest-
Clay band?
Like Reliant K, Jeremy Camp, the other one, Casting Crowns. It's all specific, very, very specific bands that, you know, it's like, well, that's still not going to say much.
Yeah, I would definitely like to see this poll blown out a little bit, get to a bigger audience, maybe over a little longer period of time, and still keep the SAT scores, you know, of what. But of course, you're only
The
dealing
SAT
with,
scores
you're only
have been
dealing with
dumbed down
you're only dealing with college
as well.
kids, and of course,
I never took the SAT.
I never did either. So I guess that's how else would you determine IQ scores or.
I don't think SATs related to IQ scores. You're just thinking makes you dumb, and dumb means you have no IQ or something like that. You're just connecting them, and somehow SAT score is a measurement of IQ, which I don't think it is. I think it's a
You're
measurement of
absolutely
how well
right.
you can take an SAT score.
I think you can be a complete idiot and do well IQ wise. Wasn't
Yeah.
Einstein didn't he have a big old IQ the size of his?
I don't think he was ever tested.
They probably didn't even have it back then.
They're probably like experimental or new.
Einstein's probably a gray.
A gray.
Yeah. Alien.
No green
Mixed
aliens.
with a little monkey.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just enough to pass.
Well, I thought that was very curious. Let's see what else happened. Some stuff happened in Keene 20 days ago.
This week in Keene.
Actually, it didn't happen in Keene. It happened in one of the neighboring towns. Fitzwilliam town has a livestock ordinance. It's come under some scrutiny. It's all based on a piece of shit rooster who's doing his thing, doing what roosters do. Sun comes up. Actually, it doesn't even. Sometimes some of these roosters are really pretty messed up.
Like 4:30.
They just go off the hook all the time.
Sometimes you just have to,
Middle of the night, sun's going down, and they get confused. They're like,
They take a nap and like, what the fuck's going on?
they had a hangover and they slept all day? do I crow? Am I supposed to crow when it's going down or coming up? And then they just
Why
yeah.
do they crow? Is it like they're communicating something? Are they really like? Because I always thought until about 3 weeks ago that they crowed because they knew it was time for everybody to wake up. Like I thought it was connected. Like they were in on the game.
We're like, come on, bitches, I'm awake. Let's go.
Yeah.
like farmers over the last a couple thousands of years have naturally selected, picked and choosed roosters that would wake everyone up.
Well, isn't that when the insects are around the most too?
They're like
before
alarm
sunup?
clocks for the folks. I don't know why they crow. I don't know if it's a dominance thing or a territorial thing or I don't know, maybe they're just clearing their throats. They just woke up in the morning and they're
all the fucking time though.
They got a lot of phlegm.
I don't know. The reason I find this very curious, this story. So Fitzwilliam, their noise ordinance has come under scrutiny. Someone is tired of the neighbor's rooster waking up in the morning, crowing all the time, and they actually want the town to create a noise ordinance.
This little tiny town.
Yeah. This is where it begins. This is
Right.
this is how laws spring into being. They start out small and then or they start out with nil, like they don't have a sound ordinance at all. Then they create a sound ordinance after a certain amount of time, like after 9 p.m. and to 7 a.m. That's usually.
I know the trains.
I think that's what Keene's sound ordinance is.
I know the train's doing fine, but this isn't about a sound ordinance.
Tell me,
He
Sean,
wants the guy, the Richmond resident, he wants the board to change the livestock ordinance to just ban roosters from properties, quote, in and around what he considers a densely populated town center. And the law made stricter so they can fine people. So if the animal is a nuisance, then, you can fine them and you're not supposed to have roosters around at all. So the problem is the noise. Like if the rooster didn't make any noise, he wouldn't care or know, presuming he's not.
Or if there was a sound ordinance, they wouldn't be able to have this rooster from the get-go. So I mean, I guess you can attack this two ways: either amend the livestock ordinance that they already have, and prevent people from even being able to have roosters, or actually create a sound ordinance. Even if it's just a certain time of the day.
People move there for the country ambience in this little town, right? And then they get pissed if there's fucking animals.
Yeah,
there.
it's like the guy who moves next to the farm. There's the incident, the apartments that are right next to the pig farm
condos,
here in Keene.
That's named the farm, right?
Yeah. And of course, one of the residents is complaining about the smell. And yes, pigs are nasty, filthy, smelly creatures unless they have enough real estate to march around on, where it dissipates. It gets mixed in there. But if they're in close proximity to each other and they're just it's just stacking.
Cows.
Woo! Yeah, pigs are nasty. But yeah, if you're going to move next to a farm, be prepared to deal with farm smells, farm noises. That's what you're getting into. But this is society, the expansion of society. This is how it works. The minority, which is the farmers, because they're a much smaller group of people compared to the to everyone else.
Now, if you go to Key West, they're like a tradition there, aren't they?
Farmers?
No, the chickens running around. So they must have roosters crowing all the fucking time.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing down there.
There's a lot of gay guys down there, so they not.
They like the cock, you're saying?
Yeah. Oh, I'm too late. I'll just skip it. What else does it say in this article? All right. If we're gonna have our utopian, libertarian utopia, how do we deal with things like this? Do we just get over it, or is there actually some merit to this? Because here's the way I see it, and this is the problem I run into at work. We're in close proximity to each other at the workplace, and almost everyone wears. They listen to their MP3 players, listen to whatever they want, podcasts, music, whatever. They've got earbuds, and their music isn't leaching out into everyone else's space. So if someone's playing gangster rap next to you, it's all right. You can't hear any of that. someone's playing Christian rock, it's all right. You can't hear any of it because everyone's wearing earbuds. But every so now and then, you'll have some thug who wants everyone. It's like territorial pissings. It's like he's so proud of his music that he wants everyone around him to get a little bit of it.
To know
So
that he
it-
has
so-
the source
so-
of enjoyment
Yeah,
and the latest thing.
And so it becomes noise pollution. And I'm against pollution. I think that unless everyone likes your dirt. So if you go around and ask everyone, hey, look, do you mind if if I have roosters? And everyone's like, yeah, it's a farm. I don't we live in the country. I don't care. But that one guy moves in and is like, yeah, I think it's noise pollution. I think that I'm not okay with that. And it's the same thing with the guy who burns his leaves. It's all right to burn here in New Hampshire, but what happens when the smoke is going right into your neighbor's property and right into his windows into his house? Then it's not okay anymore. It becomes pollution. And so these guys who are always bitching and complaining about the fact that we can burn here in New Hampshire, they actually have an argument.
But what is done about it now?
Well,
They already have
they,
the Zoria system in place.
they can't do anything about it because of the
They just eat ass because there's nothing for them to do. They can't do anything.
they can complain.
With the ash, there was somebody who wrote to the Sentinel a couple weeks before this complaining about on Court Street there was some construction and they were burning something or whatever, and it got into his house, and he, tried to talk to them, and they were like, screw you. And the gist of his letter to the editor was like, this is a horrible situation, and, whatever. And I don't know how to deal with that. I know with sound, I lived next to a train track about not 100 feet away from it.
Mm-hmm.
And the first couple months that I lived there, it woke me up in the middle of the night, effing terrified because it's a train horning, blowing through. And I don't know what else there is to do, but
Or guys who live right next to the airport.
or guys who live right next to the airport. I mean, but you can kind of categorize it as this is part of where I live. This is okay. This isn't. I mean, by the end of it, after a couple months, like I slept right through it. I didn't even notice it.
Yeah.
I'd be walking around, I hear it, I wouldn't notice it. And I am surprised that if he's lived there for a long time.
And it sounds like
This
this
guy-
neighbor has had chickens for just as long.
But if the guy who's complaining about the rooster has lived there for a long time, it's like, well, is the rooster that bad that you can't get used to it? Because I would think you could regulate it in your head to be like, oh, well.
Don't old
this
people
is-
get up early in the morning anyway?
Yeah. He said it's getting up before 7 a.m. The rooster's crowing before 7 a.m. And it's like, I'm late for work if I'm not up before 7 a.m. So I don't know what, how
But
good
maybe
he's got it.
Maybe he's retired and he
He just
doesn't.
needs
He
to
doesn't
go
work.
to this rooster and yell, "Get a job."
That's
Doesn't
like other
that
people
solve
do.
everything?
that typically works, doesn't it?
It
Right.
inspires people to get jobs because
Yes.
before they did not have a job.
Correct.
Jay and James, regular panelist on the show, and some others have started a thrift store here in Keene. They're jumping through all the fiery hoops as we speak.
Literally.
Yes, literally, and doing a good job. I'm really proud of you guys. I'm really, really proud.
Tomorrow they're coming and inspecting our tags and our fire extinguisher.
Are they going to start a fire and then extinguish it? That was a dry run.
Need to make sure that they're all up to date and whatnot.
Special ordinances for the freaky
One of
people.
the haters in the area, who he just finds every opportunity to be stupid, and
This is like the crowning achievement.
this is like, yeah, I saw the post right before the show started, and yeah, so here Jay is working at his place of employment, and this guy drives by and shouts,
"Get a job!"
because that always works, when the guys are holding signs out at Central Square, and that works because they're there in the middle of the day. They should be at work, right?
Right, of course.
But of course, in this, yeah.
The guys at Central Square, you mean like the people at noon who do their little piece? I'm going to do something.
I'm gonna
Get something done by standing here with a sign.
I want to get government to stop the wars. I'm not sure what they're
Tell
arguing.
Obama to
I'm-
do good things.
Obama. Well, I'm going to vote for Obama for his third term,
Right.
as long as he'll promise to end the wars. Yeah, these.
And your place isn't in like a residential area. You're not like.
It's kind of a mixed kind of thing. There are actually are houses along
there are a couple
the
of houses along the street, but mostly it's.
But
Well,
does your
there's
place
a
look
lot
like-
of woods. You're in a kind of a woodsy spot.
I mean, does
It's
that
like
place
Nicaragua.
look like a house? I mean,
Don't
is
name
it
drop.
No.
slightly conceivable in any way that he thought you were at home,
No.
or
It's very obviously the front of a.
of a place of business?
Yes.
We'll say those people know about it, know about our location now.
Yeah, they found out on this show. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. And they're like, "Oh, what's going on? What's going on?" And of course, that's when all the inspections started coming down the tubes.
Yeah, and somebody posted on their Facebook that they knew about some kind of inspection going on. So,
No, these guys.
like, they let that slip. Oh.
These,
So-
just
They
these.
know information they shouldn't know, basically. They posted it publicly on Facebook. Well, this
They-
is going to get interesting.
Wait, what did they post on Facebook that they shouldn't know that you have inspections? Because I mean, doesn't everybody have to follow the rules or something?
Somebody
or
said supposedly we failed in an inspection.
What you
you're
did?
selling clothes and like knickknacks. Like, what is?
Yeah, but someone could go
Are
in
you
there.
not taking the right temperatures or something?
Someone could go in there and spontaneously combust because they were
ISIL could
because
come
because they
in.
were Ebola, ISIS.
could get Ebola.
There's all kinds of things that could happen.
The only
it's-
inspection
From a
we
used
legally
crock pot.
need, apparently, that we know about is called a fit-up inspection, which is literally coming in and looking to see if you have fire extinguishers, seeing if you have tags on the fire extinguishers, to see if they've been yearly inspected, and looking at your smoke alarm system. That's about it.
So that's the only. Well, according to what you found, that's the only one you really need.
That's the only one we know about.
So the only other thing that can happen is
No
co-
construction happened, no electrical happened that needs a permit.
yeah, but Code Inspector Parcells knows all of the ins and outs, and he probably knows.
Thick book.
Yeah. He
Of
probably
course.
knows that something isn't built correctly, or I mean, you got all these handicap
I guess
rules
they
and,
can
whatnot.
find something.
I mean, is your
They can
bathroom
always find
handicap
something, can't they?
friendly?
No, there's no public bathroom.
Yeah,
Even
that's
better.
that's the way to beat that. You see, handicap law creators, you just fucked yourself out of a good public bathroom. You know what I mean? That's how it works. I mean, so many laws are created that people stop
But our store is designed.
handing out opportunities.
Somebody
like
with a wheelchair can get access to our store. We have ramps. So, I mean, we're putting in a handicap spot.
So then, was it like a deliberate? Well, I presume it's deliberate because they posted it as part of their social network. But they are deliberately saying like they are bad. Their business
Right.
is being inspected for being bad.
Right.
By
What
the-
does that have to do with disagreeing with like something that Free Keen does?
Nothing.
Like I'm so on board with when they're saying things that sound reasonable. Like this is abhorrent behavior when they're talking about something that seems kind of bizarre and
You mean,
like doesn't
top-
make
top-
sense.
We've
topless
gone out of
carrying
our-
at
Yeah,
main,
like-
downtown.
That when they call that exploitative and bullshit or whatever,
I
it's like,
agree.
good for them. And then they go into screaming at you to get a job, and it's like you had so much fucking credibility. You were so close to like
And
being
they're libeling
reasonable.
us. They're libeling us. This one guy is publicly libeling us, saying we didn't get a permit for this thing. That's a bunch of bullshit. We don't need any permits. There's nothing legally in there.
So not only
There was no structural work done. No new electrical.
not only is he lying, but he's triggering.
Right, exactly. He's saying, do not shop at this place. This guy has like 4,000 followers in the Marlboro area. Andy Johnson, A-N-D-I Johnson.
When we look him up,
Look him
Yeah.
up.
not only that, so he's also triggering the authorities to come down on you, and guess what they're doing? Guess they're wasting our money looking for a problem that's not really there.
Like if somebody was like, Conan hits his dog.
I do.
Oh, well,
with,
good.
with
great.
my mind.
Yeah.
I yell at him mentally. Actually, I fly swatted him just now.
Is that what that
to
noise
stop
was?
the whining. All right, what's his? Oh, hold on. Am I in the right? Okay, what's this fool's name?
All right.
A-N-D-I Johnson.
And
There you go.
Johnson, one mutual friend.
1,000 followers. Followers? Is it a girl or a guy?
Scroll, scroll, scroll.
Scroll, scroll, scroll.
Scroll.
She likes Gene Shaheen.
Oh, there we go.
Keene area folks, listen up. There's a new thrift store coming in where Fireplace Village used to be, just before Cheshire Oil. The store is owned and run by the Free Keene. Is it really run by the Free Keene group? Like, if I become a blogger, like, am I on payroll?
Well, no, you know that.
God.
Well, no,
And I encourage you all not to shop there.
I mean, he's really
This has
opening
been-
himself up to a lawsuit here.
This has
so.
been your public service announcement for the day. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you, Andy Johnson.
Well, no, I mean, no. It's almost been a
Let's see
year
that.
now. Whenever James took over responsibilities for the Free Keene Group, he is the
Thanks. I'm gonna look
he's
for
the
coworkers.
director of Free Keene, isn't he?
Who said that now?
I don't know. One of the news outlets, ABC or something, put him directly in charge of it. So yeah, that's and how many responses? 32 people like this, 88 shares,
That's where I'm going to look later for coworkers.
and how many
Aw.
comments so far? This was yesterday at 6 p.m. This is
About six.
wow. This isn't good stuff. This person needs to be burned.
So where's the libel saying that it's owned and run by the Free Keene Group,
Sure.
or is
And
it
he's
just simply
that
saying? I mean, later on he does say like the Sentinel is he, she. I'm not. I'm definitely not
people
sure.
encouraging us to harass us.
It has become an issue for the city. Someone just told me about the store today,
They didn't
and
get
I
a building permit. Which, and by the way, it's
So
a
for the
How does he
person-
know that, by the way?
from the
Where are
person
they
above
talking
that.
about us?
The person above that, someone just told me about the store today, and I've sent the info on to where. Remind us when they open so we can scroll ahead so Shauna can't read and she has a stroke. So we can repost when they open. And how about tipping off the Sentinel? What is the Sentinel going to do?
Thanks for the free advertising.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
become an issue for the city because they didn't get a building permit.
yeah, which is not your responsibility. It's the owner's. If there is, why would you need a building permit to? You're not building anything on. You're not adding on to the building. You're not renovating. It's just you're moving your stuff in there. Why would you need a building permit for any of that?
You don't.
You need a fire inspection. That's it.
That's it.
Which actually sounds, of all the things, kind of reasonable. Like, hey, you gonna be able to put out a fire before we get there?
Yeah.
All right.
And by the way, back to my original question: is Andy Johnson a guy or a girl? I think it's a girl. And she's got a very short, cropped haircut and a big old laugh. Yeah, it's a female. You
I
agree?
thought it was a guy before.
Well, its
name-
name is Andy, so I mean, but it's with an I, not like.
She appears to be a Democrat,
She
too.
loves Shaheen. Oh, she's friends with someone we know.
Yeah, Lee Perkins.
Who, by the
Well,
way,
he
is
gets along
very
with a lot of
very
people, so.
sadly, Lee, who is the director at Cheshire TV Channel 8, which this show plays on Wednesday nights at 10, is actually pulling up his roots and selling his house, and he's jumping in his RV or Winnebago or whatever the hell he has that he's always camping in every week, and he's taking off.
oh my
He
god.
says he's not tired of the bullshit, but he's probably tired of the bullshit.
I know that he is, but he's
That's
also
bullshit's
still young,
tiring.
and he's probably sitting on a nest egg, and if he's going to do any kind of adventure
Before the collapse of society. might as
exactly
well
if
spend
he's
that
going to do
money.
any
Stock up
adventure,
on
and
his
he's got
seeds.
The Ebola's coming, you know.
he's got to do it now. So
Hopefully ISIS doesn't slash his tires.
of course, it's horrible for us
Middle of
Liberty
nowhere.
guys because I mean we really do put out a lot of content on Channel 8, and
Now you're going to need a special permit for free speech.
and of
now.
course early this year there was the incident with the city bureaucrats not wanting to pay for their programming.
So you think that's going to change?
Well, it all
They're
depends
getting
on
their people on the board.
It all depends on who
If
steps
there's a
in.
new fresh kid replacing him.
Maybe Jared Goodell will move in there.
If he doesn't get a job for Fox News.
And I really hope. See, about the bureaucrats here in Keene, they had free shows available to them. All they had to do was just go sit down and talk about whatever. The cameras were set up for them. The room, the building was all there for them. You know, everything was prepped for them. All they had to do, and I think even the editing of the shows. And of course, he's played on the Channel 8 there, and a lot of people liked it. But I mean, because they were talking about what was going on during the city and all. but the city was also retaining some of the money.
Right, that was the whole thing, wasn't it? Like we don't have enough of a budget anymore to do
That's
this.
exactly what it was. And it's like, well, what are you using the money for? Well, I would kind of like that 10% that you guys are keeping for yourselves and spending on whatever. I'm gonna put it into the Cheshire TV. And they're like, no, we're gonna go ahead and hold on to that money. And Lee was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and start charging you guys.
It's a reasonable request.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
She's basically recovering costs.
I mean, you don't have to. I mean, you can do all your work yourself. I mean, when we were doing Shire TV, we were going in there and we were setting everything up.
Suddenly, they become disinterested when they have to pay for
Exactly.
their profits.
It becomes a lot of work. So I mean, yeah. So maybe, yeah. Are you guys still looking at this?
I'm done.
Is this woman fascinating?
She's got Elizabeth Warren pictures. Makes me frightened for
Who's going to actually be running? Do you think?
Cynthia Chase posted on her page too.
Yeah, I think that Hillary is not going to run. The question is for 216.
She should come to Pumpkin Fest.
Then you've got this Warren girl
Michelle
who
Obama.
looks like everyone's favorite grandma. And the question is, will she run, or does she have enough?
It would be really violent if she did.
We'll see. Not that I'm even interested in any of this, because I won't be voting for any of them. I'll be voting for Daryl W. Perry,
And
FBB.cc.
And that, everybody, is light to tease.
So, yeah, dude, I'm so proud of you guys. I really hope it works. I hope you guys have some good deals for me on a couch. Two-seat or three-seat?
Three.
We'll just
cushion
sell to all the free staters and we'll be in business.
for about 3
They don't
hours.
They don't
Wait a
need.
minute.
That's the next thought that came out.
They
of my
don't
head.
need couches. They need places. Well, they do need
Unless you
couches.
locate
Couches
the
with.
bench or something,
They need
maybe
couches
once you
with
have
roofs
money.
over them. Places to crash. Couches to crash on.
No.
I want
get my
a good.
activism
I want a good deal though.
couch, extra blankets.
I actually, we were talking the other night. So Amanda, Shire Sharing,
Yeah.
a long time ago, we were talking, and she's like, "You should totally do the Wayne's World thing," and I was just like, "Yeah, whatever." And I thought about it. 5 minutes later, I'm like, "Oh, whoa! That's neat. That would be great."
No
Wayne's
way.
World, as in a cat. They're just lounging on a couch, having their show, having their local cable access
Oh,
show.
okay.
couch.
Yeah.
Except I think I would need like an L couch, or at least two couches that work together. And I would probably saw this down, or
So you're saying
get a
you're
coffee
looking for
table.
one of those couches?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm looking for something that'll fit right back here, and is relaxing.
Does
and
it
it's
need to
not,
look like the Wayne's World couch?
no,
or?
not necessarily. We made holes in it, and fall into place.
I mean, what is your budget there?
Well, the majority of furniture in this house are hand-me-downs or curbside lootings, which I'm a big fan of, and I'm not going to.
Well, you got a good opportunity around this neighborhood, right?
Well, not with you guys in town, picking up on all the good deals. The couch in the living room there is a curbside loot, and it's an actually good quality couch, but it's a 2-seater, 2-cushioner, and yeah, it needs some plywood in
It
there or
sinks
something
in the
because you
middle.
can you
2
just sink right in there.
couches.
Trying to sleep on that bad boy, you will mess your back up.
All right. Well,
Don't sleep on
I'll
that.
remember that.
What? But
Next time I get drunk.
yeah, maybe I got that couch on purpose, Shauna.
For
So when someone's like, "Hey, can I crash on your couch?"
this is your option.
And I'm like, go ahead. Talk to me in the morning. Tell me whether you want to ever do that again. And then they'll hand it down to their
They'll fall
cronies,
straight
their
into
cohorts.
the-
They'll be like, hey, I like going over to that guy's house. He's a good host and all, except just don't stay there.
I tried to leech off him, but it kind of sucks.
don't
I'm moving out of New Hampshire. The Free State Project is so lame.
don't stay there overnight. That place is just horrible. So, anyways, Joe,
Corrects
he
me.
swears up and down the SAT correlates with IQ.
Yeah, I'm
I-
mistaken in that,
Well, I don't know. I
and
thought
I'm screwed.
no. I thought IQ was.
No, I was saying earlier that the SAT doesn't have. It's just a measurement of how well you can take the SAT.
Yeah,
Doesn't
but
have anything to do
SAT
with IQ,
is
but
like
he's
math.
saying that it does.
SAT is math and writing, right?
It's also a specialized.
Just
IQ
Specialized
is like
subject.
logic, though.
yeah. I2 is puzzles, logic, and and I have taken IQ tests where it did rely on what you learned, but I think the best ones are the ones where it relies on, what's wrong with this picture, or what's the number pattern here, and trying to figure that out, or how is this word to this word related to this word.
I'm retarded. I always come out like 130
That's pretty retarded.
in this community.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty mid myself. I'm not anything special. Probably Shauna over here could probably blow us both out of the water with her super.
A lot of usefulness that does.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a waste.
And that's why I brought up the whole Einstein had a high IQ comparison. I mean, or and what was his SAT exactly?
If he had
even taken it.
If he had taken
German
the
essay.
first
For all we
one.
knew, he dropped out of school and he's like, "Screw you guys! I'm going
I
to
think he did.
figure out
Like at
MC
16,
squared."
He said, "Fuck all this shit."
I don't know.
I'm going to be famous on the internet as a meme. That'll validate me.
I'm going to stick my tongue out like this, and then be famous forever and ever. Amen. And then I'm going to go to the moon, hang out with them moon Nazis.
I still haven't seen that movie.
I still haven't either. It's on my list of things to do, though. I always click the prisoner. I need to get them further apart. Well, guys, it's been a quick hour there. We gotta
Very
go.
quiet hour.
Yeah,
Very
we got to go.
quiet,
Yeah, it
yeah.
was a lot quieter having hearing loss, concussed boy, Daryl W. Perry of FP.cc. He's not here with us. We didn't even talk about him.
But he can be reached on fpp.cc.
Yeah, supposedly he slipped on a Klondike bar or something, slid into a freezer, and a big ham rolled out, landed right on his head. That's what you heard, right?
No, I think he was
This is a great
he was passing
telephone kind of thing
he was
going on.
passing out Klondike bars to people at the CAC or something, and they're like, "Oh, you gonna go eat this in your bus?" And he's like, "That's not a bus," and like just like smacked him in the head or something.
It's not a bus. It's a
She's a goddamn
succubus.
succubus.
Hey, guys, you've been watching Black Sheep Rising. Please go visit the website, blacksheeprising.org. If you want to check out some of the older shows or the audio, or look at the show notes. I think we didn't open up a whole lot of articles tonight, but we did open a couple. If you want direct links to those articles, they're at the show notes. If you want to be cool, go to the Facebook page and give it a like and join the conversation. If you want to be even cooler, you can donate money to the show. Website's got 2 links there, PayPal and Bitcoin.
How many bitcoins do you have now? From the donations.
Well, let me stop this music real quick. Play this music. Yeah. That's the donate music. Last week, 2 donations. Thank you so much. I got screwy Coinbase emails, so I don't know exactly who sent them with no notes. No, you guys didn't send me notes or anything. So 2 anonymous donations last week. So cool. Thank you so much. Here's some karma to you. There you go. I came out of came out of my hands like Spider-Man. Yeah, if you want to get recognized, I would love to recognize anyone who contributes to the show. Leave me a note, leave me an email, do whatever. If you want to stay anonymous, hey, you can do that too. But would love to hook you guys up with some recognition. Wouldn't you agree, Shauna?
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna be so pleased by the show that you're like, "Oh my God, here's a couple bucks or something," then you're like,
Yeah.
keep going and like say something to him, or email him, whatever. Like, I like what you're doing with your purty mouth, or whatever you want.
Wow.
Whatever it is that you're gonna say. I don't know why anybody would donate to the show.
Why anyone? Or I don't know why anyone would save that.
I believe you when you say that people have.
Well, you think I'm making it up?
maybe.
I'm going to send bitcoins to myself. Maybe somebody else will say,
I'm gonna
"Oh,
be
somebody's
so
donating."
rich.
Yeah.
I can't find my drop.
What is with you today?
It rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
Right in your pretty mouth. Yeah, thanks for donating. And no, I didn't send it to myself. God, you guys are just
It wouldn't be spending money, so you could do it.
You guys are so cynical. I don't know. I wouldn't do that.
It wouldn't be.
I would- I
well, there
wouldn't-
would be a cost, right? If you send Bitcoin through something, there's a little off the top.
Not unlike Coinbase or anything. It costs to purchase them, but not to send them to other people.
Costs like 60 cents worth of Bitcoin and send something now.
Ooh.
I don't know how it works. Hey, but if
then
you
you
would
can
like to
get it.
donate, the links are there at the webpage. If you would like to contact me to let me know that you actually donated, email me, show@blacksheeprising.org, or you can leave a voicemail like Stephen Hawking's, like Jimmy, anything you want. The number is 267-521-2771. Yeah. And if you want to join the conversation, like I said, I can't stress it enough. The Facebook is the easiest way to get in contact with me. If you're going to leave articles for me, Joe, talking to you, put it right on the Facebook page. You don't have to email it to me or message it to me. Put it on the Facebook page so everyone can see it. Oh, I didn't talk about his zombie thing. All right, we'll talk about it next week, Joe. But yeah, put it on the Facebook page so everyone can see it, and so other people can contribute. They can kind of add their own opinion to the article. Jay, so you guys are up and running now, right?
Yeah, we're found out. We don't give a shit.
All right.
The secret project.
It's not Marlborough Street. It's 101.
It's 661 Marlborough Street in
That's
Keene,
close.
New Hampshire. Visit 101 deals for more than 101 deals.
Is it 101 or 101? 101.
101.
101 deals. It's right next to Cheshire Oil. It's right next to the storage
Yep.
facility there, whatever that is.
Stop Free Keene gets an extra special surprise if they come in and visit.
A hug,
Something like
a
that.
sloppy kiss.
All their hopes and dreams validated.
I gotta get over there. I want to check the place out. I haven't even, you guys haven't even posted any pictures or anything.
It's not open yet. We're not
I thought-
official. We're
I
not
thought-
official until our fire extinguisher tags are inspected.
Oh, I thought that
We
already
pay
happened.
They don't
$70.
exist until they're. Yeah.
Oh, well then what are we talking about? All right, never mind. This guy,
No, it exists.
Shauna, can the guys get a hold of you, or are you still going through FPP.cc?
Can the guys get a hold of me? No.
FPP.cc?
FPP.cc or email Conan and bitch to him.
Okay, yeah. And as far as the Facebook is concerned, you can, if you like what you see and or want to see more of a particular person, best way to do it is FaceSpace. Yeah. Hey, let's get out of here. Let's close. We've got a song here for you. It is the Webbers. That's their last name. First names are Fabich and Ferdinand. How do you say that? Ferdinand?
Fabish and
We've
Ferdinand
played these guys
Baker.
before. They are some good musicians. This song is Peachin', because that's how they do. When they're driving down the road, they don't roll. They be peach. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Guys, thanks for watching.
I think there's a Nautilus in there.
Sure,
somewhere.
someone's donating to this.
Everyone in the chat, thanks for participating, watching.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah. We'll see you next week at the same exact Libertarian Standard Time. Good night.
after show.
Originally, that was how it was. That was the intention of the show.
Really control Daryl.
And he asked about it, and he was like, I heard a rumor that you were intentionally, that the show evolved to piss me off. And I swore up and down, I'm like, no, Daryl, no, that's not true. I don't know where you heard that. Must have been from Garrett or James.
Weren't the first drops all about Daryl saying something bizarre? And Garrett and James were like watching the show on like the big screen at the CAC, and they're like, hold on, stop that. Stop that.
He said something about a steak.
Cut a steak.
And it actually took a couple of episodes for me to finally get that drop, because they kept telling me about it. It's like, dude, he said something about a steak, and I'm like, I don't remember. You're gonna have to tell me what episode it was. You know, it's like he was.
I watched them do it several times. They would watch the show, play the show on the big screen, and just skip to Daryl talking when they could see Daryl talking. And James would be writing it down, writing the timestamp and everything.
Well, I'm glad that I, brought so much pleasure. See, here you are, people donating to the show, and look how much pleasure these guys are getting from it. And it really
so maybe
made.
It's James and Garrett donating.
Actually, it might be one of the emails is at sharklasers.com.
Oh.
No, I won't look any more up.
All right.
Yeah, at Shark Lasers. So I mean, who has that? Who has that email? Not me. I'm one of them regular email. I'm a Gmail, and my name is what it is.
I gotta get new one.
I would hate to have my stuff like ruined by some hacker types, because all of mine are like C Soliday, Conan Soliday, you know. Because it's an original name. No one else has a ConanSoliday.com out there.
What is that noise?
It's a pig.
It's like that
I know
that other pop album I was listening to, where it's
I don't
like,
know. Maybe it's one of
think
them bells, then one of them shaky things. Yeah, it's not my favorite part of the song, but I like the rest of it. It works very well. That's kind of like
It's
the cow.
jarring.
It's kind of like it's kind of like the cowbell in Blue Oyster Cult.
the song, the cowbell song.
It's not called the cowbell song,
But it is a cowbell song, because when they had Christopher Walken on Saturday Night Live, The Train's Fine, and he did that skit where he's like, it needs more cowbell.
Where the hell are my drums?
Sean, I don't know where my drops are.
Aren't those all your drops?
I have Fever all by itself. Otherwise, I have to say the whole.
I got a fever. And the only prescription is more.
I made that a long time ago.
Okay.
You must have been drinking that night.
You must have been. I never heard that before.
How do you not remember that?
I've never heard that before.
Ellen was on, you were on, I played it.
I was listening to Ellen. I don't know. And Ellen was listening
No,
to me,
seriously,
so she did not tell me about it afterwards.
No, seriously, my Fever drop is missing. It's like it.
Did you move them around?
No, it's like it might have been
rename
deleted
them?
or something.
No, you didn't delete it. You probably think deleting a drop costs money, so you're not going to do it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I renamed it because I got more walk-ins. I only had one walk-in drop. Now I have more than one.
I got a fever.
Are they all labeled walk-in?
Yeah.
Slash.
Enlighten me.
I like that one.
Why are we fighting? You got the moves. I got a fever.
That's it. I'll get more of him because he's got good stuff out there.
He enunciates.
He puts a lot of commas. He has a lot of commas in what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of quiet. It's so quiet. No air conditioner running.
No dog barking.
No dog whining.
Running around, getting yelled at.
He got fly swatted.
Getting me pointing at him to get him to leave.
That usually does the trick. I had to fly swat him twice, right on the booty.
You know, I house sat for somebody last year, and they had 2 huge dogs, and I had to learn you have to be physical with those fuckers. Because they don't listen.
I keep trying to tell Garrett they don't. You can't sit down and have a conversation with. Hey, look, guy, look.
You can yell all you want, but sometimes you just gotta be a little.
Either you gotta do it the Cesar Millan style. You gotta give him a little pinch on the neck or whatever the hell he does. Or I keep fly swatters on the refrigerator. One of them's for flies and one is for dog butts. It's.
Is there one specifically for flies, one specifically for the dog? Or is
For
it...
some strange reason, there's
Are you rubbing like dead corpses on his body? That's why he's quiet. He's fucking horrified.
Because I hit him with the wrong fly swatter?
Yeah.
For some reason, there's 2 fly swatters. There's always been 2 hanging on my refrigerator. I don't know why. I moved, and it just turned out...
You didn't buy 2 fly swatters at once.
They're the same color, so it's like maybe it came from the same...
Same package?
I don't know. I don't know how that turned out, but I've always had 2, and they always hang on the same hook. And I moved...
Did you
and
take that fridge
they ended
with
up on
you
the new
from-
refrigerator in the new house in the new state.
You have a problem with them disappearing, and you're like, I gotta have a backup at all times.
Well, I used to, and they're both pink too. Yeah, I used to do this when I smoked. I used to carry around pink lighters, not because it was a fashion statement, but because no one would steal them. It just worked out like that. So
Wouldn't a
And-
girl
and-
steal them?
and I would have-
I totally buy pink lighters.
I never.
And I only get pink lighters so that-
I never hung out with
In case
girl
people
smokers. I wouldn't let them in my house. I'd be like, "That's disgusting. You need to get the fuck out of my house." So water containers. I have the cheap Walmart water bottles, like $1 a piece, and they go all the way up like to $15. I mean, there's some really fancy water bottles at Walmart.
You
And
get the ones with all the chemicals in them, right?
I get the BPA
Extra
free.
BPA.
I get the BPA free dollar ones. Except, and I always used to get. There's only 2 colors: there's green and pink.
Coated with iodine.
So I always got the green ones, and then I started losing them. I would leave my water bottles at work, and I would go to get to work. No water bottle. Oh, crap! I gotta buy a water bottle. So I go, and lo and behold, guess what's available? Nothing but pink. The whole friggin' there's an end cap, and there's got to be at least 150
Was it
water
like
bottles.
G. Coleman Day or something?
It's like 100. Yeah, breast awareness thing, whatever. Breast.
I'm
touch
glad I'm
my
learning
boobies.
about this. I've put thought into this.
There's a whole friggin' end cap, and it's nothing but pink. I'm looking at it, and the sales girl was still there, and she's like, "You need a water bottle?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got to go to work, and I need to drink some water and stuff, and it's only pink." And she's like, "Well, that's all right. You're a manly man."
I have pink shirts.
I think I have a purple shirt. I don't think I have anything pink. So I ended up with a pink one, and then of course that one fell by the wayside. I found it later on. So I ended up buying. I have 3 fucking pink water bottles in the other room there. What the hell, man? I'm not afraid of people stealing my water bottles. My lighters, yes, but not my water bottles. So, oh God. And then my friends at work make fun of me.
I thought it was just like a statement of like, because you have on the bottom like your anarchy symbol.
That's so people don't steal my. Yeah, that's
So
how,
they know that it's yours.
They know that it's mine. Not that I'm afraid of them stealing or anything, but that would prevent someone from stealing my water bottle. It's like, oh, I'm not touching that. It's got anarchy cooties on it. They might think that's what it means. They
Ebola,
might think
yeah.
They might think
ISIS.
that Ebola ISIS.
ISIS approved.
Ebolisis. That's the new sickness. That's going to be the new strain that's going to come down the pipes.
Turquoise truck. Yikes.
Turquoise is turquoise is like
Light blue.
blue green.
No, just light blue. Light, ugly blue.
I think we need to Google this one. In Indian?
Yep.
No.
No.
Oh.
The other one.
Engine.
Engine.
Where is it? No, that's not the one.
You, sir, are a racist.
Okay, what's turquoise look like?
It's light blue.
T-U or O?
U.
Quartz.
The way Joe has it, yeah, with an E at the end.
Oh, I wasn't even. I totally forgot. It is
See
a light blue green.
Yikes.
What?
On a truck. He's
Yeah,
saying
that's-
his brother-in-law had a turquoise truck. No one would steal that either. And
Well, that's the same thing with like the Mallmobiles that have like all the kid stickers on them and all the femme stickers,
Fim?
like proud to be a woman or proud
Oh,
to be
God.
the pink breast awareness sticker with the thing.
Well-behaved women rarely make history.
And like
Ah.
and
God.
like dad's car is in the shop or whatever because he can't fix it himself because he's one of those types,
Mm-hmm.
and so he's driving mom's car downtown, and he's with the in the yeah. But of course he's
Would
an old.
nobody steal that? I would think that people would steal that.
Well, I'm not talking
'cause
about people stealing. I'm talking about the guy who's having to drive his wife's car, and or maybe it's even like a girl convertible type. Maybe it's pink. So he's stuck in it. That's all he's got to drive for the next week until his car is fixed. Gets out of the shop. What are you going to do?
You can drink your
You-
water bottle
you're
and
just gonna-
drive on down.
You're just going to suck it up and drive on, or are you going to drive your bike to work? As in bicycle. I guess you can vice in a bike. I guess you can get a. I was always trying to convince Sasha to get one of those mopeds. Or a little motor for the bicycle. Except not only would she not be seen on a moped, but she wouldn't even be seen on the bicycle. Because it would. Well, I guess her legs were. Her skinny jeans didn't look right. Pumping up and down on bicycle pedals. I don't fucking know. All I know is it's stupid.
If you can fit into skinny jeans, you do not want to develop your leg muscles. So
So
she
you think-
could be
you think
thinking
that's what-
ahead.
You think that's what it was all about?
She could be thinking ahead.
I think he was just ruining her style.
It could be ruining the style too, in which case, well, you're going to make your decisions. Keep your style, man.
Yeah, but Travolta, Joe is
Made driving a minivan
isn't he
cool.
kind of?
I thought I made
I thought
driving
he
a
was kind of
minivan
a
cool.
queerbert.
What?
He's always dressing up as women. He's doing women parts, like what's this whole Grease thing, the new Grease.
Hairspray.
Hairspray. Yeah, so he plays a girl part. He's probably gay.
There are allegations thereof.
So he probably loves the minivan look. He's probably into it. He's John. Trust me, John Travolta's gonna in 10 years, not even 10 years, 5 years. He's gonna like totally take that advertising, that market, the minivan market, the mom-mobile.
What kind of plastic surgery
I don't know. I think he'll be like the new guy, the new father figure.
Well, he said it.
He has
Joe's saying it happens in the movie Get Shorty. He's driving a minivan.
he has
and
like he has
looks
like
cool.
he has like 4 kids in the back. He's taking them all to school, and he's having these great conversations with the kids. He's telling the one kid to do well in sports, and because they all have different characteristics. The kids, and then at the end, after he's given all this good advice, made sure they had their lunches and they're packed out the door, you realize the whole time he's been wearing a dress. No? Doesn't work? It's the new man. Taking the kids to the school. I don't know. It's Travolta.
You
It's
mean
something
a
he would
commercial
do.
for a minivan?
Yeah.
He'd be shaving his legs in the minivan. It's so spacious and roomy. He can even get his real work done
Here you are.
before he drops the kids off at prison.
I was totally wasting my time. That is pretty good. After the kids are getting dropped off, he realizes he's got to go to work. He doesn't have time to go back home, do any of the shaving. So he just puts the seat back and reclines in the
Get
back.
to work.
Shaves him up. Puts his dress on and goes to work. Still not feeling it, Jay? Oh, crap. All right. We're like... Yes, well, that's why I put Travolta in that seat and not the other guy, Nick Cage.
You have to get like a more man.
A more no.
To do the coming out minivan.
Yeah.
I'm a real man because I'm really a woman. Or he could be like going in.
Vin Diesel has already come out. Not Vic Diesel. He's a wholly different guy. We're talking about Vin Diesel now.
The real person, Vin
The
Diesel?
real person, Vin Diesel.
He came out.
Yeah, he's gay, right?
I don't know. I don't
think
think that much about him, Conan. give us some time to catch up.
we talk about him and his brother every single episode on the show, Vic Diesel. We should probably know
If Vin
the
Diesel's
rest of
going
the.
to do a minivan,
We should probably know about the rest of the family.
If-
But he's already done like the Disney shows, the movies where got like the kid. He's like the babysitter or something. Didn't he?
Christina Applegate, don't tell mom the babysitter's
No,
dead.
Vin Diesel did a Disney movie with a bunch of kids. He's like,
Okay.
and he's like a.
I know what you're. Yeah.
And by the way, the other guy, The Rock, did the same thing. I think.
Okay, so what are you googling? What are you looking up?
I totally forgot. Oh, Vic Diesel's gay.
Vin Diesel's.
I know. It's only what number are you
VIN?
at?
Number?
Are you a 3 or are you a 7? Or are you a straight up 10? Kinsey bullshit. The better question.
You gotta look up the real name, dude.
The better question to the Vic Diesel.
Yes, you need the real name.
The better question is to ask, how homosexual are you?
Google is not Garrett brain. You're not accessing Garrett's microchip in his brain. Comes out as gay.
I'm just going to say yes. I'm not going to read this. And he is kind of a pretty boy.
Is VinDieselGay.com.
Is it .cc?
I
No,
wish.
it's .com.
It should be.
Oh, here we have a denier.
What happens if the deniers are wrong?
I know. That is horrible.
This is Garrett's website.
Wow. And it changes colors from pink to Norm.
This might be Vin Diesel's own website.
I know.
It's like, this is great.
I'm
Paloma
assuming that's
Jimenez.
his baby mama, and that's his baby. This is a small post. Let me read the whole thing. Vin Diesel is not gay. He has children with Paloma Jimenez, a hot girl. Hot. And it's action star Vin Diesel has denied rumors he is gay. The Fast Five, Fast and Furious, Pitch Black, Triple X, The Chronicles of Riddick film star is very suspicious about his relationships and doesn't want to go public about his private life. He explains, I'm not going to put it out there on a magazine cover like some other actors. I come from the Harrison Ford, Marlon Brando, Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Code of Silence. The fact that he compares himself to real actors Harrison Ford, Marlon Brando, Robert De Niro, and Al Pacino is laughable.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Okay, because Marlon Brando is such a great actor. Okay,
Marlon
yeah,
Brando sucked.
okay.
The horror. Hold on. Where's that at? Nope, not even going to play it. It's very suspicious that he claims to prefer to date in Europe because why would someone in a long-term relationship with Pamela Jimenez be interested in dating? And why hasn't he got married?
That is completely missing the point.
So is Vin Diesel gay?
In that interview.
Doesn't look like, but he could be closet gay. If you didn't know, now you know. What do you think? Is Vin Diesel?
Yikes.
Is
Those
Vin
are all,
Diesel?
yeah, that's all.
All right, it's all
Yikes.
Daryl talk right after that.
Written by. Yeah. He says he prefers to date in Europe. That couldn't be a condemnation of American women being shrews. It must be because he's gay and he can't get
Joe
laid.
says, Joe brings up a good point. The women in Port Washington talked about Vin Diesel as ugly sexy, and I think the word is fugly.
Nope, that's not what it means.
That's not how it works. I thought fugly was like you had like a nice jaw and you were kind of strange looking at the same time.
I thought fugly meant fucking ugly.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. Hold on, I'll look it up as well. Someone talk why.
Nobody has
Why does
anything
no one
to
ever
say.
talk whenever
Nobody
I-
has anything to say.
There we go. It's taking its sweet ass time. Urban Dictionary fugly. Let's try it first.
Shorter word for fucking ugly. See?
And it's got a lot of votes.
There you go. The word
What?
ugly and all associated definitions.
Okay, so I guess I was wrong. Yeah. Okay, so what's the word for someone who is kind of like strange looking but has? I think
Joe just describes it as ugly, sexy, as other
that's
women
that's
describe
that's
it
what I
as
mean.
that.
That's a prime example. So I mean, the guy definitely has parts of him that are.
It means if he
desirable.
weren't Vin Diesel, they wouldn't bang him. I guess if the opportunity arose.
But I mean, what if he had friggin'? What if?
Just going by looks, no, but going by everything.
What
else.
if Brad Pitt had Dumbo ears? And he just covered them up with long hair or something. I don't know. Is there a word for that?
He'd be a fucking actor. You don't know what the fuck who Brad Pitt was then.
He wouldn't. He would get his ears cropped.
He's not a Chinese.
Is that,
They're not like
they don't.
foot wrapping.
The Chinese
ears pierced.
don't crop their ears. They do their eyes. They got that eye operation. It's Japanese too. Actually, I have to say that, and not to be racist or anything, but the Japanese and the Japanese and the Koreans do look very similar. And it's not surprising that Japan was actually.
You think they're both from Asia?
Japan was founded by Koreans 1,000 years ago, so I mean that only makes sense. They're very similar. They both like video games, a lot. And they make very strange. And they make very strange movies. The Koreans make very strange movies. Shauna loved the last Korean movie we just watched. Actually, it was the Americanized version of a Korean film called Old Boy. She loves it. It is good.
I like the Korean version.
Except it's fucking twisted. It's twisted as sin. I don't know what I was. I don't know what. So we watched the American. So I'm going through my list of stuff that I've downloaded in the last 4 or so months. And I got the American version of Ugly Boy, old Boy. I haven't seen that one yet. Shawnee, want to watch something strange?
Okay.
We looked it up. We looked at the reviews, and it had like six plus reviews. So that's worth watching.
It's been peer reviewed.
And it was really, 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 really slow about his imprisonment and whatnot. And we watched that the first night, and then we did too much Google searching. So we finished it up the next day, and it had just completely gone to hell. I mean, it was like, whoosh, wow. So we're going to watch a new one tomorrow. It's called Snowpiercer. It's a dystopian. If you like 12 Monkeys, this one looks good. I think this is going to be a good ass.
Okay, sounds good.
Well, here's the thing.
And then Tuesday, I'm going to be like, oh my God, I'm traumatized.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Directed by a Korean guy.
But is it a remake?
With some French producers. It's not a remake of anything.
It's not a cheeseburger version.
It's a 70s sci-fi short story.
Oh, God.
Hollywood didn't pick it up. They didn't run with it.
Let's make Fantastic Planet a live action.
The Korean director did The Host, the tentacle monster, and if you saw the thumbnail, you would know what I'm talking about. No, I think this is good. I saw some clips. I ran through. It's got Ed Harris and Tilda Swinton. They're the stars, the big name stars in it. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. I'm trying to prevent myself from actually watching it tonight. This guy. All right, Joe, we're taking off, man. Logging off.
Are you still fucking with the audio?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Why don't you just write this down so you have it next time?
Because I was playing with the wrong knobs. I was twerking the wrong knobs, Jay. I know. I need to label these knobs.
You still need my voice?
Yeah, it's all right. All right, Miss Shauna, what do you got for me?
I'm not sure if this is the right mic.
Has it got a white dot on it?
Yes.
That's the right one.
There's cat hair sticking out of it.
Uh-oh. You just washed them things.
No, like a few weeks ago. But I don't know if I should talk normally like this or like when I'm trying to interrupt you and I'm like yelling or something like that. Like, does it make that much of a difference?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, if I can...
FPP.cc.
Yeah, consider that Daryl does it every single time, and my levelator is such
Cutastake.cc.
It's such a hot...
How's the train?
Speaking of...
It's the nuts in the mouth.
You guys ready to do this?
The clock says we're ready.
That's what the clock says. Channel and Daryl to there.
Are you recording everything?
It's so quiet in here.
Yeah, I just checked. I just checked. Yeah, it was kind of quiet. It's so quiet.